The Fyre Music Festival, which promises a luxury lifetime experience in the Bahamas, went really wrong.
This was supposed to be an opulent experience in the Bahamas. Instead, partygoers say they got there and it looked like a relief camp.
Imagine paying thousands of dollars to party on a private island, only to discover it's a complete lie. The Fyre Festival was sold as the ultimate luxury experience. Instagram influencers flaunted crystal-clear waters, private villas, and gourmet meals, creating a fantasy so alluring that thousands bought tickets without a second thought. Social media became the festival's stage before it even existed, fueling FOMO and convincing people that missing this event would be a life-altering mistake. Behind the filters and glossy photos, there was chaos. The organizers had almost no experience in large-scale events. Contracts with artists weren't finalized, infrastructure was non-existent, and emergency services weren't even considered. The island of Great Exuma in the Bahamas was picturesque, yes, but completely unprepared for hosting thousands of paying guests. Roads were unpaved, accommodations unfinished, and basic necessities like running water and electricity were barely available. Despite these warning signs, the hype continued. Influencers posted videos of themselves on the beach, wearing designer clothes and talking about exclusive experiences. No one actually stayed on the island yet. It was all carefully staged marketing. Every post, story, and tweet amplified the illusion, and ticket sales skyrocketed. For the public, Fyre Festival wasn't just a music event. It was a lifestyle promise. Private island, luxury villas, gourmet chefs became a mantra, and the reality behind the scenes couldn't have been more different. Organizers spent months planning the perfect image, but completely neglected logistics. By the time guests arrived, the facade was about to collapse. Hundreds flew across the world, expecting paradise. But paradise had been sold as a mirage. The first signs of disaster were subtle. Tents instead of villas, limited staff, and a total lack of communication. Panic was building quietly, and yet most people had no idea what awaited them. The dream was sold. But the nightmare? That was only beginning. You've just landed on a private island paradise, but there's no hotel, no food, and no music. Guests arrived full of excitement and expectations, ready for the luxury experience they had paid thousands of dollars for. But instead of villas and gourmet meals, they were greeted with soggy FEMA-style tents, wet mattresses, and hastily thrown-together sandwiches. There was barely enough food for everyone, water was scarce, and toilets were limited and filthy. The luxury festival was not just failing, it didn't exist. The organizers had completely underestimated the complexity of hosting thousands of people on an isolated island. Roads were unfinished, staff were inexperienced, and basic safety measures were ignored. Flights were delayed or canceled, leaving people stranded. Phones barely worked, and there was no clear plan for emergencies. Guests were trapped on an island that promised paradise but delivered chaos. Social media, which had built up the hype, quickly became a mirror of disaster. Guests posted videos showing the reality: mud-covered tents, long lines for minimal food, and frustrated festival-goers wandering aimlessly. The contrast between expectation and reality couldn't have been more stark. Influencers who promoted the festival remained silent or posted staged images trying to save face. But the truth was spreading faster than they could contain it. The emotional toll was huge. People felt betrayed, panicked, and trapped. Families and friends who had traveled across the globe were suddenly in a survival situation, scrambling for food, water, and a way off the island. The initial thrill of exclusivity was replaced by fear and disbelief. When lies go viral, the truth hits even harder. As news spread about Fyre Festival, the disaster became a global sensation. What started as a niche music event exploded across social media platforms. Videos of stranded guests, crumbling tents, and angry festival-goers went viral. People all over the world watched in disbelief, captivated by the sheer audacity of the scam. Billy McFarland, the festival's co-founder, tried to control the narrative with public apologies and vague explanations. But the evidence was overwhelming. Ticket holders shared photos, videos, and testimonials that exposed the total lack of planning, fraudulent marketing, and outright deception. Lawsuits began to pile up, and the FBI eventually got involved. The story highlighted the darker side of influencer culture. People were manipulated into believing a luxurious lifestyle they couldn't actually see. Influencers had promoted the festival without attending, making the dream seem real while cashing in on sponsorship deals. Social media, meant to connect people, became a tool for deception. For many Americans, Fyre Festival became more than a failed music event. It became a cultural symbol. It represented an era where appearances mattered more than reality, and where viral marketing could outpace common sense. Memes, documentaries, and news coverage immortalized the festival as the ultimate cautionary tale. Even years later, people reference Fyre Festival when talking about scams, influencer culture, or the dangers of Instagram-perfect marketing. The story became an object lesson in human ambition, greed, and the power of social media illusions. Luxury, lies, and lawsuits. The Fyre Festival aftermath is a cautionary tale. The aftermath of Fyre Festival was dramatic. Billy McFarland was arrested, sentenced to 6 years in federal prison for fraud, and forced to pay millions in restitution. Lawsuits cascaded against him and other organizers. Ticket holders who had invested thousands of dollars faced financial loss, embarrassment, and emotional trauma. The Bahamas, while a beautiful location, received negative publicity, though locals stepped in to provide emergency help and relief to stranded guests. The scandal highlighted fundamental lessons about ambition, deception, and the power of social media. No matter how convincing the image of luxury, truth eventually surfaces. Influencer marketing had amplified lies at an unprecedented scale, showing how perception can be manipulated faster than reality can respond. The festival became a textbook example of how hype without substance can collapse spectacularly. Fyre Festival is now studied in business schools and marketing courses, analyzed in documentaries, and remembered as the luxury scam of the century. Its story is not just a tale of failure, it's a story of human ambition, greed, and the consequences of believing in a perfect image instead of reality. Future entrepreneurs and social media users are reminded, always check facts before buying into a dream, no matter how polished it looks online. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe for more insane financial scandals that change the world.